All right, we are back. The Dan and Scott Show, eota.com, Sex Comedy Channel. All right, Amy, get him on the phone. Get Gerald Pitts on the telephone. And we are going to be quiet. We are going to be quiet. Amy's going to dial. And now, again, we are going to pretend that we are real talk show hosts. You guys call in and say, hey, Dan and Scott, I love your show. Long-time listener, treat us like, you like our show. It's hard to do.
Yeah, it's a stretch.
Jesus Christ. If you could just do that favor for us. All right, and then we might hang up on you. Everything you're about to hear now is fake, except for the caller, except for the guest. He's real.
Right.
You guys call in, fuck with him. We're going to hang up on you. We might go into pretend commercial breaks. We might fire Amy. A lot of shit.
The only thing that is real is that we're fucking over this guy and making him believe we are, in fact, an Art Bell-like show, which, of course, we're not.
We are syndicated on 720,000 radio
stations.
Hey,
Gerald Pitts. What's a funny, different name? It's fun.
He doesn't like Jerry.
Fun to mess up his name.
Here we go. She's talking. Come in the middle, Scott. All right? As soon as she puts him on hold. Here we go. Start it, Scott. Start the music. And we are back. And starting the bottom of the first hour, we are glad to have everyone with us. Again, we can always take your calls, toll-free, anywhere in North America, 1-877-392-3299. We're going to go now to our guest. Gerald has been on the show a couple times before. Gerald Pitts. Hello, Gerald.
Hello.
It's the Dan and Scott Show. You are on the air.
All right.
All right, Gerald, we appreciate you coming on the show, because this really does sound fascinating. A lot of people are just not going to believe what you're about to talk about.
Last time you were on, we had a lot of people call, and they did not believe you. Many people do believe you, obviously. I mean, we believe it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the proof you have at JimMorrisonAlive.com is...
Did you get a chance to listen to the tape there that we recorded on there of Jim Morrison?
Well, you know what? We could not get it, but is there any way, can you play it over the phone?
Oh, yes, I could, but it doesn't come that clear.
Okay,
but
well...
I sure can.
Okay. So,
but I'll tell you what, I need a couple of seconds to queue up.
All right, why don't you get
Can you talk a little bit while I do that?
Definitely. We talk for a living, Gerald.
Okay. All right, I'll leave the phone for a minute.
Well, while Gerald is getting that,
we'll read our promo. On Friday, March 30th, we'll be picking a lucky person to win a 3D inline stereo system from the Sharper Image. It retails for about $300. You can check it out by going to thesharperimage.com and typing in HH500 in the search box. To register to win, all you have to do is sign up for our newsletter. It's a great way to keep up to date on what's going on with the show and the Freak Army. It's called Frequency, and it's sent to your email box every weekday, just hours. You okay there, Gerald?
I believe he's trying to find the proper tape.
Just hours after our live show ends, you'll find in-depth show descriptions and links to the sites that we've talked about on previous shows. Also, in every issue, the much-talked-about Picture of the Day. It's free and it's easy to get. Just send a blank email to freakarmy-subscribe@listbot.com or sign up at our website at www.danandscott.com. Let's go now back to Gerald. Gerald, have you found it?
Yes, I have.
All right.
I did a real short piece right here.
Okay.
It's about Moonlight Drive, and Jim Morrison talks about when he asked Ray Manzarek he wanted to start up a band.
Okay.
All right, now put the phone right into the speaker.
You got her.
It made me somebody that I wasn't. But you know what? It felt good on stage, and it felt good to sing. You know?
The sound quality is fantastic.
Unbelievable. Well, I knew where it was going. I knew that if I didn't stop, I was going to die. Oh, this is Moonlight Drive.
What?
This is what I wrote on the
The sound is fantastic.
This is truly fascinating. So this is Jim Morrison apparently talking to other people.
Well, this is proof. Positive.
Oh, yes.
Jim Morrison.
I'm amazed of the clarity.
I was singing along, I see. He's singing along, see?
Okay, that's Jim right there.
That is fantastic.
Wow.
Yeah, I
How-
can get when you get on the computer on JimMorrisonAlive.com, and when you click onto that soundtrack, it takes about 15 minutes to load it up. You can get a much cleaner, much clearer voice match.
Well, I was just saying to Dan that it's amazing that it sounds as good as it does, being that a lot of people think Jim Morrison is dead, but that is clear proof that he's living.
Yes.
What do you? I mean, it's funny when people say he's dead. The story goes that he killed himself, or he died back in. When did he die?
Well, he just said on there, I don't know if you heard it very well or not, but at any rate, he knew that if he didn't stop doing what he's doing, he's going to die.
So he had to stop.
Of
Fake
course,
his
he knew
death.
the way he was living back in those days. Everybody else does too.
He was on the pot.
Yes.
On the dope, on the Mary Jane, the reefer madness.
Yes, and many names for the drugs that Jim was on. Yes, sure, I'm sure he was.
Yeah, and he would just get up on stage and everybody just hand it to him. It just went concert after concert after concert, and a body can only take that so much. And so, anyway, that's one of the main reasons why he disappeared there in Paris, France.
Is it Gerald? Are you related to Jim?
No, sir, I am not.
Now, how did you find Jim Morrison?
I just happened on his ranch. I happened to be in the right place at the right time. He happens to own a pack string of horses and has a little cattle ranch.
So Jim Morrison is not dead. He owns a ranch with horses.
Yes.
And you happen to... How did you find him?
The reason I found him was because past cattle auctioneer of Klamath Falls.
Right, sure.
Yes, and I'm an arena rodeo photographer. And I just visit my cowboy friends, and I drove up into this yard, and this cowboy is out there looking at his horses.
Interesting.
And tending to them.
Interesting.
I struck up a conversation, and everything went from there. And it turned out to be Jim Morrison.
When you first saw him, did you say, my God, that looks like Jim Morrison?
No, I didn't even know it was Jim Morrison. I had no idea who Jim Morrison was at that time.
Did he tell you?
Yeah.
He told me about 2 weeks later.
Wow.
I mean, I finally figured out it was him.
Really?
Let's take some calls.
Now, and when he told you, did you believe him right away, or were you skeptical?
When he told me, I didn't know who Jim Morrison was. He just asked me if I knew somebody by the name of Jim Morrison.
Now, we are getting questions from our listeners via email, and they are saying, does Gerald have photos?
Yes, I do.
You go to JimMorrisonAlive.com, and you will see photos. And the picture I've seen, is you can't fake that.
That's right.
You cannot fake it.
That's right.
877-392-3299 is our telephone number. Let's take some calls. Hi, you're on with Gerald Pitts. Hello.
Hey.
Hi.
How are you guys?
Good. How are you?
We're doing good.
Oh, I'm doing great, man. I'm a long-time listener, first-time calling. You're like my idols.
Oh, thank you. Where are you calling?
So much, and now you've got like my favorite band on.
Oh,
Doors.
yes.
I can't believe this. I mean, it's like, and today's my birthday. Can you imagine that?
Well, happy birthday
this
to
is
you.
a nice birthday.
Oh, thank you.
Well, what do you think of what Jerry is saying? He's saying Jim Morrison is alive.
You know, I've always thought that. You know, I've always thought that people tend to kill themselves just to hide and to get away from the spotlight because they're getting sick and they need to rest.
Yeah.
And I was just wondering, why did Jim decide to come back now?
Well, he's had his rest over with, and he rebuilding his thinking. And he just wants to come out, and he wants to set some records straight. And he's accepted a starring hero acting role in a feature-length motion picture here in the Northwest.
Wow. Do you know, like, if there's any other big stars that have faked their death that are, like, in contact with him?
No.
No, eh? So, like, JFK wouldn't be there?
Say again?
JFK wouldn't be there?
Oh, no.
I think it turned into kind of a crank call there at the end. So he's going to be making a major movie.
Yes.
Is there any way, we have a fantastic phone system, is there any way we could conference call you and Jim?
We're thinking about setting that up pretty soon. Jim's not quite ready yet. We've got some paperwork we got to get out of the way, and when that's finished, we would like to do that, yes.
All right. So have there been any press trying to take pictures of Jim? I mean, you know what I mean?
Right. Well, I publish a newspaper. It's a rodeo paper. And Jim is really into this cowboy rodeo lifestyle. In fact, in '99, we filmed a rodeo stagecoach specialty act over in a little town called Sprague River, Oregon.
Oh, yes.
And that turned out real well, by the way.
How can we see that?
How's that?
How can we see it?
That we're going to release that at a later time, and we're waiting till the word gets out a little more than it is right now.
877-392-3299. We are talking to Gerald Pip, and he is the manager, personal manager of Jim Morrison. You can give us a call, 877-392-3299.
Well, let me ask you this, Jerry. Are you the only one that has taken pictures of Jim Morrison?
That is a great question. Let's take some calls.
Hi,
you're on the air with Gerald. Well, hold on. This is not a gymnasium.
Nor is it it's not a pep rally. It is not a pep rally.
Car dealership.
We have to go to the phone.